The proclamation of the Vice Mayor-elect or the Vice Mayor in Reyna Mercedes Isabela is put on hold pending the resolution of a disqualification case filed against him by the Commission on Elections. The case stemmed from his earlier remarks election results can be manipulated. The COMELEC has vowed to combat any misinformation in the midterm polls. Let's get on point with attorney Reyna Mercedes. He is the winning vice mayoral candidate in Reyna Isabela. We have him, Attorney Harold Respicio. Attorney, I want to get very clear on that kasi hindi ka pa elect. Hindi ka pa vice mayor-elect. Ang magiging elect ka lang, matatawag ka na vice mayor-elect or senate kapag tinaas na yung kamay mo, di ba?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so yan. At for those who might not know, Attorney was quite famous a couple of months ago, sometime in February ba?
In March.
March ba yan? Dahil you are alleging na kayang dayain ang eleksyon. You can manipulate the automated counting machine. So anyway, ito muna. Let's put this first. Let's lay the basis here. Saturday night before the election, sabi mo, you raised a concern na mukhang delikado itong eleksyon na to dahil may na-foresee kang mga problema. Sabi mo, there's a mismatch sa source code sa automated counting machines. First of all, can you explain source code versus hash code? Yan.
All right, source code is yung lines of code, words, strings of letters, and instructions or algorithm na nagbibigay sa isang computer system kung paano siya gumana. So yung cellphone mo ngayon or yung laptop, napakaraming source code niyan, napakaraming instructions para gumana siya at gumana yung kanyang mga mechanisms. Ngayon, yung hash code is ipapasok mo yung source code, isa siyang file. Kung nga rin, meron kang file na picture or meron kang doc, ganon din yung source code. Pwede siyang zip file or pwede siyang JavaScript file o kung anumang file yan, and isasalang mo yan sa isang hashing algorithm.
Naku, yan na. Okay.
Ay, napaka-technical. Ano po? Ang technique po kasi, i-hash mo siya para ma-make sure mo na hindi mababago. Ang isang source code, since isa siyang file, kapag may baguhin ka lang doon kahit isang letra, magbabago totally yung hash code.
Sa source code?
Yep, para siyang susi. Para kapag sinalang mo sa hash code, hindi na natin mababago, ito na yung certificate para hindi siya mababago. Kaya dapat, yung same hash code na yun dapat ang lalabas sa automated counting machines. Para masasabi natin na yung audited na source code ay same yung naka-install doon sa automated counting machines.
Pasensya ka na, attorney. I don't know if I'm slow, pero hindi ko pa rin maintindihan ang diferensya ng source code at hash code. How can you siguro compare it to something else that we can understand?
Source code is 1 plus 1 equals 2. All right. If that 1 plus 1 equals 2, export mo yan sa isang file, isa lang siyang text. Isasalang ko siya sa isang hashing algorithm. This hashing algorithm is 256 na hashing algorithm. Pag hinash ko yun, meron siyang garbled na letters na hindi mo maintindihan na mahaba, mga 16 to 32 characters.
Ito 1 plus 1 equals 2 lang?
1 plus 1 equals 2. Set of instructions lang yun. Pero kapag sinabi ko na 1 plus 1 equals 3, isasalang ko ulit yun sa same na hashing algorithm, yung garbled na hash, magbabago siya.
Of course.
It means, kapag iba yung hash na una at iba yung hash na pangalawa, iba na yung source code.
Nagka-problema sa source code.
Yep. Kasi hindi natin nakikita yung source code live habang umaandar siya. Therefore, kapag sinabi mong 1 plus 1 equals 2, yun yung na-audit, tama yun because 1 plus 1 equals 2. Pero kapag sinabi mo 1 plus 1 equals 3, may daya, makikita mo yon dahil iba yung na-audit na hash code at iba yung hash code na umandar dun sa computer.
Anong nakita nyo nung Saturday night?
Nakita ko sa pinublish ng COMELEC na source code audit report, nakalagay doon 3.4 yung version na in-audit and meron siyang sariling hash. Ngayon, nung pumunta tayo sa final testing and sealing day, and it also stayed true noong election day sa lahat ng automated counting machines sa buong Pilipinas, ang may kita mo, 3.5 version. And meron din siyang sariling hash. So, i-compare mo yung hash ng 3.5 at saka yung 3.4 na na-audit. Kapag magkaiba yung hash, iba yung nakatanim sa makina, na tumatakbong algorithm sa makina, at iba yung na-audit doon sa source code review report. Ibig sabihin, kapag sinabi ng mga auditor, ang ganda, ang linis ng source code, tama ang pagpapatakbo ng eleksyon dyan sa makina na yan, pero ang iba ang nilagay mo doon sa loob ng makina, wala tayong assurance na walang daya yung makina.
Explain that to us. We took some screenshots of that Facebook post of yours. So sabi mo, prior to the final, tama ho ba? Prior to the final testing and sealing, ibig sabihin, bago mo isara yung ACM, tama no? 3.4 ang ginamit na source code. Is that correct?
No. The image on the right, yan yung nakikita natin sa final testing and sealing day
Ayan,
sa lahat ng machine.
3.5.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yan din yung ginamit ng machine on election day. 3.5 yung version. Pero yung in-audit is 3.4 na version. So dun pa lang sa pangalan ng version, magkaiba na kaagad.
Hold on. Why would they audit a 3.4 version and in the final testing and sealing, it will appear that it's 3.5?
Why would they put in 3.5 in the machines when it was 3.4 that was audited? That's the question. And COMELEC fails to answer.
Would it be maybe because pagdating ng final testing and sealing, talagang dapat mag-iba yung version?
Wrong.
Wrong? Okay.
Totally false sa lahat ng practice ng information technology.
Dahil sinasabi niyo pong 3.4 ang ginamit na ang nilabas na version, pero sa tama ho ba, sa final testing and sealing, 3.5 ang lumabas, what is that tantamount to?
It means that yung software na umaandar doon sa automated counting machine ay hindi yung software na na-audit. Kaya ka nag-audit para ma-make sure natin na walang daya yung makina. Therefore, kung yun ang tumakbo nung election day, wala tayong assurance na walang daya yung machine.
Ibig sabihin, kung ano man yung na-audit, dapat yun din ang lumabas sa final testing and sealing. Yun din
Yes.
dapat ang lumabas during election day.
Yes.
At ang lumabas previously is 3.4, but during the final testing and sealing, 3.5 version ang lumabas.
3.5 version ang nasa lahat ng makina.
Ang nasa lahat ng makina. Does that mean there was cheating?
It's not a conclusion. It's just a finding. Ngayon, ang burden to explain is nasa COMELEC. But it is sufficient para magkaroon tayo ng mahinang assurance about sa credibility ng results.
So, did they even answer that? Because there was something that I read na nagkamali daw ho kayo sa iyong pagsabi. Ito po. Here's what he said. Garcia's response, the chairman's response is, the hash code that you indicated was during the trusted build. Meron pong tinatawag na trusted build. Yung final na nasa local source code review, ang hash code, and in fact, yan ang pinakita natin to debunk yung sinasabi po ninyo. Yun po ang naging sagot ni Chairman Garcia.
Again, it's wrong. It's super illogical. Why would you install another version, a totally different software from the software that was audited? Why would you deploy a different software? Eh di ibig sabihin rendered nugatory na yung buong audit process. It's not true. When you audit something, pag ipapareview mo yun sa superior mo na programmer, yun din dapat ang isasalang mo doon sa makina. There is no reason na mag-install ka ng
iba.
totally different software.
Ano ho itong trusted build? Baka naman wala kayong alam doon sa sinasabi nilang the hash code that you indicated was during the trusted build. Yun po yung kaninang sinasabi ko, baka yung 3.4 na yun na lumabas ay hindi pa yun yung audited or yung final.
Alright, i-educate ko konti si Chairman George Garcia about
Ako na rin
building
po,
process.
paki-educate.
Kung gusto niyo maging technical about trusted build, build meaning yun yung time na i-compile mo yung software para maging ready siya na isaksak sa makina. Kapag mag-change ka ng build, ang babaguhin mo actually is yung last digit. So dapat
Last digit ng
last
ano po?
digit 3.4.0 yun, di ba? Yung sa nasa makina is 3.5.0. In the best case, bigyan natin siya ng benefit of the doubt kung build lang ang difference. Kapag build lang ang difference, hindi magbabago yung buong software. Ibig sabihin, yung running mo lang, nung kinompile mo yung software kasi nag-export ka ng file, magbabago, ibang file lang yun kaysa sa unang ginawa mong file. So magbabago yung build. Yung build is, yung change ng build, i-indicate mo yun sa last digit. Dapat, therefore, kung build lang yung nagbago, dapat 3.4.1 yung nandun sa makina. At any rate, you don't do that. Even if it is a trusted build, you don't deploy yung ibang build kaysa sa build na na-audit.
What is the difference of if it's a trusted build that we're talking about? Ano po? Sabi mo, dapat 3.4.1. If ever, you said.
If ever.
But what is the difference between a 3.4.1 versus a 3.5?
Alright, 3.4, yung second digit na chine-change mo, base sa convention ng pag-change ng mga programs, yung last digit is kapag nag-export ka lang or nagbibuild ka or kino-compile mo yung software pero walang nagbago. Pero the moment na magbago ka ng kahit na isang letra lang dun sa software, babaguhin mo dapat yung middle digit, which is yung 3.4, yung 4 and 5. Magiging 5 siya talaga. Yung 3, yun na yung mga super general na changes dun sa software. Pero once you change yung middle digit, meron ka na talagang binago doon sa software mismo.
So you don't buy that explanation of the chairman. Ulitin ko, the hash code that you indicated was during the trusted build. Yung final na nasa local source code review, yun ang hash code. And in fact, yan ang pinakita natin. Yun po ang kanyang sinabi.
I don't buy it. Even the IT experts don't buy it. And even then, bakit ka kasi maglalagay sa makina nang hindi nakapasok doon sa source code review? Eh di sana yun ang linagay mo sa source code review. Wala nang purpose yung source code review. Ang purpose ng source code review is para kumuha ng trust, para mag-establish ng trust sa public na itong na-audit namin ay yun yung nandoon sa makina. Eh kapag hindi yun ang ilalagay mo sa makina, eh di wala na ring tiwala ang taong bayan.
Tell us how important, we always hear this, yung source code, yung source code, yung source code. How important is it and what does it really serve?
Kapag ang source code ay nabago, pwede mong gawin ang kahit na anong gusto mong gawin doon sa loob ng makina. Kung gusto mong mangdaya, magagawa mo. That's the worst case. Eh kung pwede naman na hindi siguro sila nandaya, at any rate, nasa sa kanila para i-explain kung ano yung changes na yun. As a matter of fact, naglabas ako sa Facebook kung paano ninyo ibabalik yung tiwala ng taong bayan sa difference ng version na ito. Since tapos na yung election and sabi mo, honest yung nangyari na election, alright sir, edi ipakita mo na lang sa amin yung raw source code mismo ng 3.5, kami na bahala ang titingin, imamatch namin sa 3.4 or kahit hindi na namin imamatch sa 3.4, titignan na lang namin kung walang corrupted lines of code doon.
And you'll be able to see that?
Kapag ibibigay nila in public.
But is that something that they will do?
They should do it.
They should.
Yep, that's the only way to prove na walang nangyaring daya doon sa 3.5.
Has it been done in the past?
It hasn't been done in the past, but it is done as a practice sa private.
You also, hindi ba nag-appeal ka din kay Chairman Garcia na paki-explain lang po sa amin ito. Hindi ba sinabi mo din yon?
Yes, kailangan nilang ipaliwanag. In fact, since hindi naman niya kayang magpaliwanag talaga ng technical na mga bagay-bagay, kami na mismo dapat ang tumingin doon sa 3.5. Kasi kung ipapa-audit mo rin ito sa Technical Evaluation Committee, syempre meron ng unang...
Hindi ba dapat ang Technical Evaluation Committee ang siguro dapat sumagot din sa inyo? Kasi paano lumalabas? Obviously, they're the experts on this.
Yep.
What is your background? Why do you know so much about this? You're an IT expert.
Yep.
Abogado po kayo.
Yeah.
And are you a public accountant as well?
I am a certified public accountant.
Oh, yun din po, CP. Okay. So, why do you know so much about IT?
I am a hobbyist in programming. I develop programs on iOS, on Android, on laptops, and on Windows.
Yung pong sinasabi nilang, kaya ho bang i-hack yung sistema? Is that true?
Lahat ng system ay hackable. Ang kailangan mo lang gawin is kung ano yung mga bagay-bagay na madidiscover mo na pwede nilang i-take advantage para gawin yung hack, dapat yun ang isara mo. That is why nung sinabi ko nung una, hoy, kinoconnect nyo sa internet yung makina, hindi naman kailangang i-connect. Possible na pwedeng i-take advantage yan para ma-hack yung system.
But that's where you made a mistake, according to them. Babalikan ko po yun.
Yep.
Yung isa mo pong version nung
Yep.
March na sinasabi ni attorney na kaya daw i-hack yung system. We're gonna take a very short break. We'll be back with Vice Mayoral candidate of Reyna Mercedes Isabela, Attorney Gerald Harold Respicio. Stay tuned. You're watching On Point, still with us, the Vice Mayoral candidate of Reyna Mercedes Isabela, Attorney Gerald Harold Respicio. He actually already won, but he's not been proclaimed because of a disqualification case against him, which stemmed from this. Noong March, sinabi niyo po na kayang i-hack yung botohan, yung pong eleksyon. Dahil, sabi mo, kapag nakakonekta sa internet ang machine, the ACM, bago i-print ang election returns, maaaring madaya ang eleksyon. Sabi mo nga, bukod sa abogado, isa akong IT expert. Tatapusin ko lang po, to which the chairman was saying, mukhang ang kanyang understanding, magtatransmit agad ang bawat makina, tapos after ng transmission, saka magpiprint ng election returns. Baliktad po.
Hindi yun ang understanding ko. Alam ko na ang election return printing ay mauuna bago transmission. At yung election printing lang, yung election returns, yun lang actually doon natin makikita yung final score doon sa automated counting machines. Kaya kailangan nating protektahan yung integridad ng election returns. Kaya anything that happens before ng printing ng election returns, dapat hindi siya vulnerable sa hacking. So kapag i-connect mo sa internet yung makina, isang opening yon para magamit, para i-hack yung makina at mabago yung final results doon sa makina. That is why it is always best practice. Kung hindi naman kailangan ng internet, wag mong i-connect yung makina doon sa internet.
So, would you say you made a mistake? Because ang sabi
I
nga
did
nila, they print the election returns before they actually transmit.
I did not make a mistake. All I said was, as a practice you have been doing in the past, from my interviews sa lahat ng election board, ginagawa nila, kino-connect nila sa internet yung makina even before the printing ng election returns. Walang malinaw na instructions. Even during this election, walang malinaw
So,
na instruction about
napanatag po
that.
kayo nung nalaman yung piniprint muna ang election return without any internet connection?
No, napanatag ako nung nakita ko noong final testing and sealing day na part of ng process is nakaseal yung likod ng makina before mag-print ng election returns, and that would make it impossible for the internet gadgets to be connected to the internet.
Imposibleng makakonect dun sa makina dahil kumbaga para nakasara siya, covered siya. There's no way that you can connect it to an internet. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, as far as
because you saw it.
Yep, because I saw it.
And because you brought this up because in the past, hindi po ganun ang practice.
Hindi ganun ang practice.
And dahil po doon, they filed a complaint against you, a disqualification case dahil for spreading false information, misinformation, disinformation, questioning, of course, the possible integrity of the 2025 elections. What do you say to that? And ano na pong update dyan?
Alright, ito ang gravamen ng offense na yon. Una, dapat ang purpose ko is to disrupt elections. So sinabi ko ba yon para guluhin ng election? Hindi. Sinabi ko yon para gumawa ng isang constructive proposal sa COMELEC na para maiwasan natin ang possibility na ito, isara natin yung vulnerability. Helpful, no? Pangalawa po, dapat false information. Meron ba akong false na sinabi nung sinabi ko na kapag may internet possible ang hacking? Hindi po false yun kasi lahat ng computer systems vulnerable sa hacking kapag connected sa internet. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na 100% invulnerable yung automated counting machines sa hacking. Number 3, dapat i-disrupt niya yung general elections. Na-disrupt ba yung general elections? No! As a matter of fact, ang nangyari nung huli is na-rectify, nagkaroon ng malawakang intindihan ang lahat ng mga participants sa pagboto na huwag i-connect sa internet yung makina. Kaya nga tuwang-tuwa nga po ako nung last part na ng election na merong malinaw na instructions and practice na ang lahat ng election board at lahat ng participants na hindi talaga i-connect yung makina sa internet. In that regard, naging successful yung advocacy na yun.
And do you think, Attorney, dahil doon, kayo pa ang nakatulong?
Yes.
Dahil doon?
Yes.
At dapat hindi kayo kasuhan?
Yes.
Okay. Pero kinasuhan po kayo?
Yeah.
And ano na ang update dyan?
Ang status
were you able to respond already?
I just received the petition for disqualification. Today, we will respond within a number of days. Pero so far, suspended yung aking proclamation. Hindi ako makakaupo. Tingnan natin kung paano magde-decide ang COMELEC dyan. Pero po, ang mas mahalaga ngayon na ang taong bayan ng Reyna Mercedes ay nag-decide na sila. Ang kanilang democratic voice ay narinig na. Papayag ba tayo na ang iilang tao na nandito sa Manila ang magbubuwag at magka-countermand ng kanilang democratic mandate?
I understand that, but I also saw that Facebook post of yours. But you're under the COMELEC as well to abide by the rules, right, of the COMELEC. And you understand as a lawyer that if they file a disqualification against you, whether with or without merit, your proclamation can be put on hold, just like what happened today to two partyless groups.
Yep, everything can happen. The rules allow
And
that.
they cannot say, hindi dahil sa inyo hindi mabibigyan ng Vice Mayor and Reyna Mercedes. Hindi po pwedeng gamitin yung ganung klaseng argumento.
Pwede kong gamitin yung ganong klaseng argumento.
How so?
Dahil lahat ng procedures ng ating gobyerno ay pwedeng maabuso. Depende kung tama ang paggamit mo nito or hindi. As a matter of fact, mali ang paggamit mo kung mali ang merits ng isinasampa mong kaso sa isang tao. At sinasabi ko ngayon na mali ang stand ng COMELEC pagdating sa issue na to dahil number 1,
Sa DQ nyo?
doon sa disqualification case.
Okay, dahil doon sa tatlong sinabi nyo pong paraan o depensa.
Yep.
Doon sa inyong Facebook post noong March.
Yep.
That pwedeng manipulahin or i-hack yung pong ating eleksyon. So, what happens now? I mean, if you get disqualified, kahit na po sabihin yung kayong nanalo, hindi po kayong makakaupo. Sakaling ma-disqualify po kayo. So, what do you plan to do about that? Sasagutin niyo muna yung kaso, yung reklamo.
Tulad nga ng sabi mo, Pinky, kailangan nating sakyan yung process ng ating batas. So, mataas ang respeto ko sa system ng husgado dito sa ating bansa. Rinerespeto ko yun at yun ang gagawin ko. Naniniwala ako na sa bandang huli, ang katotohanan ay magwawagi at maa-uphold ang democratic mandate ng mga kababayan ko sa Reyna Mercedes.
But if they say, attorney, that because of that Facebook post of yours, which generated, ang dami pong nakapanood nun, milyon ata, hindi ho ba? At nagtaka din po sa proseso ng halalan. What if that becomes a defense for, obviously for the COMELEC, actually it is what is happening right now, na naglalagay ka na, you're casting a doubt, I guess, on the credibility of the polls.
It's not a question of what if anymore, Pinky. Because tapos na yung election. In general, kung titignan mo, successful yung election. Kasi lahat naman ng election na nangyayari, may election contest, merong question parati pagdating sa integrity ng ating systems, pero meron din tayong proseso para dyan. Mag-i-election contest ka na lang. In general, naging successful po. Wala na pong malaking threat actually pagdating sa integrity ng nangyaring eleksyon ngayon. Wala na masyado.
Kahit na 3.4 and 3.5 version?
Ay kung gusto, paano po natin masosolve yun? Hindi naman po umaamin ng COMELEC. Ayaw naman nilang ipakita kasi ang tanging solusyon lang naman dyan. Hindi ako nananawagan na ang gagawin ng tao ay isang revolusyon or isang civil disorder pagdating dyan. Eh mukhang hindi naman po mangyayari.
No, but I guess, now I'm confused, attorney. Why do you say that okay naman yung outcome ng election, wala namang problema, credible, I don't think you use the word credible, if you're bringing out this issue on the 3.4 version and versus the 3.5 version? Kasi when you say that, it's almost like saying, may problema yung automated counting machines natin dahil sa hash code and source code. And then now you're saying that wala namang problema ang eleksyon. Please clarify.
I'm not saying na walang problema ang eleksyon. Ang sinasabi ko is, meron akong nakitang findings that raises doubts pagdating ng integrity ng results. Ngayon, nasa COMELEC na magpaliwanag doon sa doubts na yon. Kung ayaw nilang ipaliwanag, nasa taong bayan na kung magtitiwala pa rin sila sa resulta ng eleksyon. Kapag sinasabi kong successful ang eleksyon, ibig sabihin na i-carry out nila yung eleksyon on election day na walang significant na disorder na nangyari sa ating bansa. And I think yun yung number one priority ng COMELEC.
So, to clarify, it was a success. It was a success. The elections was a success, but you're still casting possible doubts on the integrity because of the 3.4 versus 3.5 version.
You got it, Pinky. It's a possible doubt.
Yun po, okay. And then, of course, pending pa rin po ang iyong proclamation.
Yep.
What does it say, as a last question sa COMELEC po, anong proseso nito? Nasa first division ho ba ang DQ ninyo?
Hindi pa ako familiar kung saang division nakalagay yung aming disqualification, pero ang pagkakarinig ko po ay yun yung pinaka-priority nila sa kanilang opisina ngayon na i-process yung disqualification ni Attorney Harold Respicio. Pero handa po tayong sagutin ang lahat ng ito. Gagawin natin ang lahat ng maayos na representasyon para maipagtanggol ko ang aking sarili. Kung hindi man tayo palarin sa level ng COMELEC, meron po tayong remedies sa mas mataas na korte para maitama natin itong maling pag-uusig ng COMELEC sa bagay na ito.
Okay, the winning Vice Mayor of Reyna Mercedes Isabela, Attorney General Harold Respicio. Attorney, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras and we'll keep updated po sa latest doon sa inyong disqualification case or kung kayo mapoproclaim na.
Thank you so much, Pinky. I enjoyed this so much.